Hey everyone, it's Cheryl from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. I am walking into my classroom after it has been painted, and this is how it looks. Now the walls are no longer yellow and green, which is awesome. I really like that we've gone back to the neutral, but we are about 3 weeks away from school starting, and this is where I'm at now. I love to have everything planned and have everything ready long before school starts. So this is a little bit tough for me, to be honest with you, but I went through something similar last year, if you recall, where I walked into this room and it was like a storage shed. And I had to start over, and I'm doing that again this year. So I wanted to give you some tips as to where I am. One of the questions I was recently asked by one of my readers was, can you take us through what you do to get ready for a new school year? And I thought I would do that today. So I wanted to kind of tell you what I'm going to be doing between now and when school starts. So I've showed you how my room looks right now, and we actually are going to need to probably move everything out because the floors need to be waxed, and then we'll put everything back in. But what I'm going to be thinking about before I put everything back in the room is I'm going to reflect on how the room was used last year. So if you've taught before in your classroom, you can think about how they used this space. Did some centers need to have more space than others? Can you make some areas smaller? How about traffic? How was the space used? Was there a lot of running? So I think about all of this before we put everything back into the classroom. Also, what I'm doing at this time is putting together my themes for the school year. Now, I have to, my director kind of decides what themes our preschool uses, and we share the bins, the theme bins. So I don't have a lot of control over what week our themes are, but at least I have them all listed so I can kind of see what we're going to be doing throughout the year. If you are planning your own themes, then now is a really good time before school starts to think about what week, what month you're going to be doing your themes. And I will put a link in the description to the themes that we've used so that you can get an idea of if this is your first time putting together some themes. I'm also asked what curriculum we use. I don't use any particular purchased curriculum. I kind of put together what I want to do, but I did help author put together lesson plans for the entire school year. So I like to kind of go use those. And for my 2-year-olds, I simplify them a little bit. And you can have access to all of the links to those lesson plans. I will put that link in the description as well. So that is a question I get asked a lot, is what curriculum do we use, what lesson plans? I have those, you can get those in the description. Then what I start doing is I start thinking about organization. So I get the class list, and I have to start thinking about labeling everything. Our cubbies are labeled, our coat hooks are labeled. I make laminated placemats for snack time. So I kind of start getting the room more organized for that first day. Another thing I want to point out here is that before the first day, you want to think about how you're going to handle things. I cannot stress this enough. How are you going to handle hand washing? How are you going to handle circle time? How are you going to handle behavior issues? The reason being is that you want to start your very first day how you're going to be the entire year. Consistency is so very important with 2 and 3-year-olds, with all children really, but especially the younger children, because however you do that first day, you are setting the tone for the rest of the school year. So don't wait until that first day to decide, how am I going to handle it when they're fighting over a toy? Or how am I going to handle it? Are they going to line up to wash their hands? How am I going to handle that? How am I going to handle us transitioning from circle time to the door to go to gym? You want to have a plan before that first day so that you can start showing them on that very first day. You're going to be modeling how everything is done, and you're going to feel like you're a broken record. Trust me, you will. Every year I do. But you are going to appreciate that you took that time because you are setting the tone for them being independent. Truly, last year, I had little adhesive circles on the floor, and from that very first day, I showed them that they had to stand on the circles to wait their turn to wash their hands. And probably was for like 3 weeks that I had to like literally guide them. Nope, and I had to bring them back and then back and back and back, showing them where to stand. But they got it, and it wasn't much long later where they actually got up, put their trash away, went to the circle, and waited. Yes, they needed to be reminded, and sometimes they would wander off, but they were getting it. And they feel so successful because they know the routine. Another reason why you really want to have your routine down is because it will help with separation anxiety. Children need to know what's coming next. They crave it. They feel safe when they know what's next. And it's going to take a while for them to get your routine down. And that really also depends on how many days a week that they're with you. The shorter they're with you during the week, the more you're going to have to go back the next week and go through everything again because they might have forgotten. If you have them 5 days a week, all day long, you're going to get to that point faster because you have more time with them. My point is being is that you really want to use the time before that first day to think about how you're going to manage everything. Because right from the very beginning, that's how you're going to set the tone. And remember to show them over and over and over again, this is how we wash our hands. This is how we line up. This is how we sit at circle. So think about those things before that first day. And then once we get everything set up, I think about the theme that we have for the first week, which is really just getting to know the classroom. And I think about activities that we're going to put out at our centers time. I don't start the first day with all of our centers. I set just a few things up, and I will go through this in more detail in a separate video. Once I actually am setting up the centers, I will show you how I do that. But for now, I will just say that less is best. And I am only going to put some of our centers out, not all of them, because my goal for that first few weeks is for them to feel successful and be able to handle the materials and clean them up. So the more you have out, the more, the harder that's going to be, and it's going to be more chaotic for them as well. So make sure to click on the bell icon, because that will give you a notice when I do my next video. So you're going to be seeing a series of videos of me going through the process of setting this room up. You can see how it is now, all the way until we have the first day of school. So make sure, again, click on the bell so that you get notifications of when I do those videos so you don't miss out. And make sure that you have subscribed to my newsletter. That link is also in the description, because I will be talking about how the tips, I'm going to give you the tips on how I'm going to be getting this room ready for the first day, and giving you some resources and free printables to make your first day easier too.
Thanks for watching.